for the delay there. I had to get my Facebook page in line there. But I really appreciate everybody for tuning in to the early morning coffee report as we talk about the Cowboys and the possibilities of things that we have to focus on. When you're fighting against a team with their back against the wall, and I'm talking about the Seattle Seahawks, their back is against the wall right about now. They're 0-2, and we already know what Russell Wilson can do. He's a Super Bowl champion winner quarterback, and their back's against the wall right now. So we're going to have to really figure out how we can stay focused on this thing and not take them for granted. I think that everything is still going to rest on Ezekiel Elliott. I think that with that being said, we already know that what we want is for the Seattle Seahawks to say, hey, I want to challenge Dak Prescott. We need for them to say, hey, we put out a challenge for you, you know. But beyond that, just reflecting a little bit on last week's game before we move over to the actual Seattle Seahawks, this is the thing. I know I get tons of comments about people talking about that Dak Prescott can yet to throw 200 yards and yet to throw 300 yards. Let's not get into the fantasy football reality or the fantasy football realm. Let's move that away and let's just talk football. Football, you can win more games. There's more than one way to win a game. You know, I was listening to Hanging with the Boys, and they sound like me when Big Nate. Out of the 3 shows that goes on the Dallas Cowboys website, Hanging with the Boys is one of the tops. If you guys don't know, that's with Big Nate Newton, the other guy with the beard. I think his name is Shannon Gross, and I forgot the other guy. But they're bringing in a lot of facts, a lot of points about fantasy football. And the other guy, he brought in a stat. He said that 19 quarterbacks passed for over 300 yards. And out of 19 quarterbacks or 19 teams that threw for those 300 yards, only 6 of those teams won. And there's more to winning a game than throwing the ball down the field. The football design and the football pedigree of the National Football League is actually to run the ball. I remember I threw out a stat last year that I was telling everyone that the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles, last year they was ranked 3rd overall in running the ball. Rushing attack is something else. You know, it preserves your defense. It gives your defense rest. And then on top of that, you have less chances of turnovers because you're putting the ball in the belly. And since we got a beast, we're putting the ball in the belly of the beast, Ezekiel Elliott. So let's just get out of the fantasy football realm. Let's get out of that, and let's just focus on football. Like right now, I'd like to just give a thanks to George for tuning in on the Facebook panel. Thank you for tuning in, as well as who else we have here on the YouTube world. I have Josh, thank you for tuning in. Shogun, Cowboys Abroad, man, really appreciate you, man, for tuning in and being part of the Patreon. If you want to watch the live game, well, if you want to watch the game, just go to my Patreon. The link should be in the description box on my YouTube page. Go there, or you can go to Patreon.com/Law Nation, and you should see my face or my logo, and we can get things going that way. It's always a pleasure, guys. Now, looking forward to Seattle Seahawks. Everybody saw the game from last night. They played against the Bears. The Bears got a young quarterback in, and he was methodically moving the ball down the field. He got a nice, decent arm on him. They got a decent running attack. The wide receivers are not someone you can sneeze at. They got this guy, number 17, Anthony Miller. I'm telling you, he was the guy that was drafted. I had him like a mid-second round draft grade on him, and he was drafted just before Gallup, I believe, and he's an explosive guy, short, intermediate route runner. Can't take the top off the defense if needed. He's one of those guys, too. He can find the small areas in his zone. I'm talking about the Chicago Bears. Nobody to scout on the actual Seattle Seahawks. But what I'm saying is that this guy was able to eat, and I really think that this will be the game for my guy, Michael Gallup, to really step it up. Because if we look at the Seattle Seahawks, they got I'm talking about a real nice free safety who's going to sit back. They played a cover 1 scheme, you know, cover 3, but they're going to play the single high safety and have all of their guys up front. They still got a little philosophy of what Chris Richard. And the thing is with Chris Richard, he knows the scouting report on Russell Wilson. So he's already implementing what they need to do in order to stop Russell. And I really think that this game may be a little different from what we saw last week. But this is the team right here. We are like, I want somebody to do the numbers for me if possible, but I really think that we're like the second or third or maybe fourth youngest team in the NFL. So we're still learning in process right now. We're learning, and this is a road game. It's loud. I'm talking about it's loud. The ground shake. The ground be shaking over there in Seattle. And they got their backs against the wall. They're going to be live, lit, and ready. I think over 90,000 plus, how many people can fit in that stadium. And they're going to try to get that first W. So what we have to do, what travels well? The defense. And I was looking up a stat, and I was saying to myself, oh, my. The Dallas Cowboys defense is number 1 in sacks. So, and it's just not from one guy. It's from multiple people. So I'm loving this. I'm loving this. So now we can be the role reversal. The defense travel well. And the other thing that travels with this team is the running attack. And it's one of those things, too, as well, that we can look at this and we can ponder upon these things right here. The Dallas Cowboys used to be good on the road. So this may be the first road game that we have that we looking at ourselves saying, okay. And I need to pull up the weather report because I really think that the Cowboys, they are a turf team. And although they got the artificial turf down there in Seattle, the ground is going to be, I guess, more user-friendly as far as running the block, right? We can say that, right? The ground is going to be ready. So I hope it's not raining because it's always raining up that way. So if it's not a wet ball, and if Ezekiel Elliott can get these touches, remember, 15 plus. Yes, that's what we need to have out there. Shout out to Lawrence Fleming that's in the Facebook panel. Thank you for tuning in too as well. Warren, thank you for tuning in. Gene and Jay, thank you for tuning in. Russell looked defeated in his post game. This is from Jay. But one thing I can tell you, Jay, this is on my Facebook panel. The guy, he's going to look back and review all of the things that he made a mistake on. Because the pick 6, I think, that he threw, and is going to be something like that. Like he's going to look back and he's going to try to correct him and make these things better for him. Now, this is the other thing too as well, as far as not making these little small end mistakes. This is another thing. Should we be ready? Because we like this defense now, but there's one guy that's missing off this defense. That's number 25. Yeah, that's number 25, Woods. Do anybody know whether or not Woods is coming back this next game? Because there will be a plus. There will be. Let me take me a little quick coffee break. Woo, still hot. I'm trying to let the coffee cool off. You guys know how. Woo-wee. Boy, it's nothing better than almost coffee this early in the morning. I hope you guys got your coffee. Let's get this thing going. Spice, spice, spice. This message is brought to you by Folgers, the best part of waking up. All right, Christopher Clayton, thank you for tuning in on the YouTube sides of the world. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Good morning. I hope everyone be productive today. Be on time for work. That type of stuff. So looking back, do anybody know whether or not the process of or the progress of number 25? Because we like this defense now, and there's a few balls that bounced around that Anthony Brown could have had that Xavier Woods, one can say, is a better tracker of the ball. The instincts that he plays with will be a better chance of us snatching the ball away from the opposition. And I do know this thing too as well. Soft tissue issues, that's kind of rhyme. Soft tissue issues lingers, and we don't want to rush that process. We want that muscle, and we want those, the tendons and all that stuff to connect properly, and we don't want to rush him back out there. But hopefully, if he can come back out there, man, that will be nice for this defense. And then this is the craziest thing all. This is the craziest thing all about this defense too. We got a Dayton Jones that's not in, and I heard that Malik Collins, I think that he's going to be out for at least 2 to maybe 3 weeks, maybe 4. I don't know for sure, but I know for sure he's going to be out. But if we add in the fact that Dayton Jones, he was like a camp hero. And shout out to Barbecue Woods. Yeah, I'm going to say Barbecue. Barbecue Woods. He's doing his thing out there. Got him a sack last week. And then on top of that, if we add in David Irvin when he gets back into the scene, it's going to be nasty. And we add in number 94, Randy Gregory, when he gets back onto the scene. This defense, we already leading in sacks. It can be us leading by a mile when these other guys come into the scene. Oh, yeah, and I'd like to give my thoughts real quick of Bryce Butler. Now, to me personally, not to the Cowboys Nation, not to Joe and Flower Mount, as the wonderful Brian Brothers would say, and Mike Fisher, I heard him saying that statements too as well, Joe and Flower Mount. If you Joe and Flower Mount, if you ever follow on Law Nation, let me know, and I give you a full 5 to 10 minute airtime on the radio. We'll let you jump on in. But this is the thing. To me, just to me, I would rather spring one of the guys off the practice squad versus a Bryce Butler. I don't like when somebody leaves the house and they talk about you, and then all of a sudden you say, well, you know, I need you, so I bring you back. I know that he has some type of rapport with Dak Prescott, but there's something about a person, a man, you know. Now, if he goes into the locker room and say it to everybody's face and it say it to Jason Garrett's face, that's another thing, because that means that he had the cojones to say it to the face, you know. But for him to go on First Take and Undisputed, it's just kind of crazy to me to bring that person back into the house and bring him back into the fold. I think about the ripple effect. You know, when you throw a rock into a pond, you see the ripples, and everything goes back to where that force was thrown at, and it just don't look right to me. I think that you have the Mikael McKay, you know, 6'4", 6'3" guy, very promising. You know, I think he's on the practice squad, and he's a tall, rangy guy. You plug him into the system, you bring him up, and I think the reason why they so interested in bringing in Bryce Butler is because of the simple fact that I think that the NFL is going to come down with a suspension of Terrence Williams. But neither here nor there. I would rather for them to bring up a Lance Lenoir. I do know we have some troubling preseason games, but you know that was against well, he did play on the ones, what have you. But I would rather for us to take a chance at that. Although, you know, Josh Gordon was there, and I do know that he went to the Patriots. And this is the reason why the Patriots went to like 7 of the last 10 Super Bowls that was out here. You know, the Patriots are always in the Super Bowl because they have the longitude and latitude to make these type of deals. I've seen the Patriots get a guy that was drunk and driving, and he killed somebody, and they was picked him up, and then he was still, I think his name was Stallworth. And we've seen these type of things. We've seen the Patriots pick up another guy who had a DUI. I think his name was Malcolm or something. And they don't get the blowback, the blowback. They don't get what we get as Cowboys Nation. I understand it. By them winning, they can just ease over a lot of this stuff. But it is what it is, guys. But we're going to have to figure out something, to me personally. If you agree, if you disagree with me, let me know about the Bryce Butler. And explain why. Give me the reason why. It can be after this video is posted. You don't have to put it in the comment box now. But let me know what would be the positive of bringing in Bryce Butler. What would be the negative? Who will you move off of the team right now to bring him in? You know, everybody's saying, okay, another receiver. You can move Deontay Thompson. I think Deontay Thompson have a slight rapport with Dak Prescott, and that chemistry is building. I think that he caught some crucial passes last game and the game before. Although we lost, I think that he has some things to grow with Dak Prescott. Give it a year. We would never know. And I don't think that you should just say, okay, Deontay Thompson is this, and let's get rid of him and bring Bryce Butler in. I don't know, man. What's up, everybody? Cowboys Abroad, thank you for tuning in again. Kelvin Beck, Jay Reed, thank you for tuning in. Brian Bradford, it's going to be loud in Seattle. Yeah, we got to be ready for that. This team is still young, and they're gonna have to figure those things out. Thank those who showing me love over here on the Facebook panel. We got a lot of comments over here. Warren, thank you for tuning in. James Smith, Flemings, Angela, Stanton, thank you for tuning in. Eric, what's going on? Because they never pay Brady. Are you talking about how they can afford to get all these people in? Yeah. Michael Winchester. Yeah, T. Will is trash. Come on, man. Shout out to T. Will, though. He made some dumb, boneheaded decisions on the offseason and also threw one of his friends under the bus. I can agree with that. That's kind of like, hey, bro, you got to man that up. Drink you some coffee next time when you out. This message is brought to you by Folgers, right? Ooh, that's nice. That's good. Good thing to have coffee early in this morning. All right, guys, as I approach the final 3 minutes, all right, this is the thing. The All-22 film came out last night, actually. I got a chance to look at some tape after I uploaded the Dallas Cowboys versus the Giants game. It was a long game. It was a 4K game. So, guys, watch it. It's on my Facebook page and it's on the Patreon. Watch that game for me. Because I only see like minimum views on there. Go watch that game. It took me all day to upload that game. But this is the thing. As I look back at the film, this is weird. When I pull up this film of LVE, the differences between LVE and Sean Lee, oh my God. I'm not trying to say that LVE is going to be better than Sean Lee, but that boy is bigger. I'm talking about they rotated him into the middle too as well. And he's a big, fast, explosive guy. Now, when Saquon Barkley was just like moving, chucking, driving, jiving, moving, trying to get around, spinning, when LVE hit you, it was like, the boy hit the ground, like a sack of potatoes. So when that film comes out, it should be a little later on this week. I do know for sure I'm going to try to get on with Voch Lombardi. We're going to do the long film breakdown of all of the plays like we did last week. It was a wonderful turnout where it's raw, where it's just us going over every line by line, precept upon precept, just everything out there. It's nice. It's nice to know that LVE can attack and fly out to the spot of the ball and be there. And this is nice to know that we got I'm talking about a comfortable backup in place just in case Sean Lee goes down. And as well as with the Joe Thomas. And man, I cannot wait to show you guys on the film of number 57. This linebacking core, remember all preseason, they got to like hustle to the ball award, if I can give a trophy out. Those guys was doing their magic out there. So it's nice, guys. It's nice. Number 57, number 55 as it relates to like coming off the bench, real nice. Joe Thomas, real nice. We already know that with number 54, we already know who I'm talking about. When Jalen Smith gave Eli Manning the meme because he gave him the shoulder love and he shook Eli Manning up. We already know what he can do. But it's the surrounding parts around that make this team looks formidable to be like top 5 defense or maybe top 3, top 2. I'm greedy. How about you all? I'm greedy. I'm real greedy. I want to be number 1. Let's get this thing. Let's go. And I really appreciate all you guys for tuning in. That's all the time I have for right now. Don't forget to hit that like button. Smash it if you want to. I want you to hit it so hard that it breaks. You know what I mean? And join the notification squad too as well. The notification gang, we always go live at various times throughout the day. You never know. And when I drop that video, I want you guys to be the first person that's in the mix because I love seeing that because it just brings me so much pleasure knowing that people love to hear what I have to say. And then also share. That's the best thing you can do. Since I don't have the donation button down there, share. But I do have a PayPal, so, you always can drop a dime here and there. 4 quarters, anything. They're always appreciative of anything that can help a brother out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, right? So I can have better production. That's all the time I have for right now. I really thank you all for yours. Be productive. Be productive today. Be on time. And remember, you're listening to Nothing But the Best. Salute. Yeah. Yeah. I see y'all. Appreciate it. Yeah. Hang around. Join the Facebook group. Laws Nations NFL Talk Q&A. Yeah. Subscribe. Grab you a cup of coffee. Come on, roll with me, dance with me. Hear that beat? Yeah. Let me know if y'all like the backdrop too. You know how the thing go. Peace. Hey, I'm waiting for that beat to drop. Yeah. Salute. Oh, don't forget to put down where you're from. I like to hear that. Mississippi all day.